Hi. So in my last vlog, I referenced a blog that I'd written a couple months ago called Kindness Matters. And I want to reiterate that content here because I believe that this is foundational to everything, to all the work that we want to do, the relationships that we want to have, but certainly that it behooves us to be operating from this place of kindness towards ourselves and towards others as we navigate all of this uncertainty, the unknowns, the worry about other people, the worry about ourselves and what's going to happen next. So what I'm talking about with Kindness Matters is that we treat other people from a place of generosity and benefit of the doubt. So we don't assume that somebody, when things are not going the way that we want, or they've done something we don't like, we don't assume that they're a jerk or an idiot or ignorant or have malintent. We get curious about what's going on, because as soon as we label somebody or decide somebody has a certain intention or lack of ability, we take away our own responsibility from this situation. So what's usually going on when things are not going well with another human is it has a little bit to do with them and a little bit to do with us and a little bit to do with the environment. And even if it does have more to do with them, there's still so much nuance and possibility for how we can influence the situation productively if we stay generous towards them, right? Our ability to influence situations productively, to change dynamics so that they serve us and the other person and the world better, right, relies on us continuing to give people the benefit of the doubt and believing that there's possibility for getting to them and making change. And when we operate from a place of assumption about other people, it becomes very hard to stay open to that nuance and that possibility and be able to read it accurately. So the way in which we treat other people and the generosity that we have towards them has so much to do with the voice in our own head, the way that we're treating ourselves. This is something I've really experienced during this pandemic because I've had so much time with the voice in my own head. And there's days, moments where it's not very nice to me. And I can feel that direct relationship between how I'm talking to myself in my own head and then how I turn around and talk to my husband, or sort of the resources that I have available to be the person that I want to be when I get on the phone and working with other people. When I'm generous with myself, I'm more generous with other people. And so for me, it feels critical to have my eye on what's going on here. How am I talking to myself? The work that I do as a coach is it's really about emotional intelligence, right? It's raising your own awareness, your self-awareness of how you are operating in the world and how that is then impacting the outcomes that you want, so that you can become aware of how you're affecting the people around you, the situations around you, how you're using your time, all of these things that require you to be able to give yourself feedback and to be able to take feedback from other people and the world. We're constantly getting feedback and information about things that we might do differently that might help us get a little bit more of what we want or help us do what we're trying to do in a better way. But in order to stay open to that feedback that we're getting and the feedback that we need to give ourselves, we need to keep that voice kind to us, because I see this over and again. The people that beat themselves up when they realize there's things they could have done differently or could be doing differently, the people that sort of swim in self-judgment as they're navigating that, they have a hard time staying in that place of awareness. Emotional intelligence becomes a hard thing to achieve because it requires them to be beating themselves up all the time. Emotional intelligence is critical. There's a higher correlation between emotional intelligence and success than IQ and success. So being able to stay in a place in our own minds where we can give ourselves feedback, we can say, oh, I wish I'd done that a little bit differently. I think I'll try it this way tomorrow, versus like, oh, why did I do that? Right? I hate myself. I wish I wasn't this person. I wish I could just be somebody else, right? Whatever it is, that will take you down. We want to be able to be kind to ourselves while we take in information, give ourselves notes, and think about how we're going to proceed. So in order to work on your own emotional intelligence, to work on the way in which you are relating to others and your environment so that you can stay open to all of the possibility for making change, we want to be nice to ourselves. Kindness matters. It gives us so much more flexibility, capacity, and possibility for how we can interact with the world and ourselves. So take control of that voice. Be aware of it. It's an ongoing journey. You'll never master it, but it is work well worth doing. You deserve it. The world deserves it.